In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 luxury bikes. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. A lot has happened since we last covered the top 10 most luxury big motorbikes in the world, as rapidly as the world is diving headlong into a tremendous sea of upheavals. The Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter, which tops the list at an incredible $11 million. What makes this even more incredible is that the Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter began life at $110,000 before its ultra-unique design piqued the interest of a large number of individuals, sending its market price skyrocketing. Is this a foreshadowing of what's to come? By no means, and as any economist will tell you, anticipating trends is as difficult as predicting the future with a crystal ball. Here's a list of the top 10 luxury bikes. Let's start. Number 10. Ducati Testa Stretta NCR Macchia Nera Concept. Motorcycles are valued based on their technological capabilities, designs, frames, and appearance. Another option is to produce only a limited number of them, thereby making them limited edition. The Ducati Macchia Nera may not be as fast as the other big bikes on this list in terms of pure speed, despite the fact that the name Macchia Nera or Block Spot suggests you could leave a charred trail behind you while riding it, but titanium and carbon fiber materials make it impressively light at 297 pounds, and only a few of them are available. Number 9. Ducati Desmosedici D16RR NCR M16. NCR starts with a Desmosedici D16RR that costs $72,500 and reworks it to make it lighter and more powerful. The result is the NCR Milona 16, a $232,500 road rocket. What happens to the money? Check for carbon fiber on the M16's load-bearing sections, such as the frame, swing arm, and wheels. Carbon fiber is also used for the fuel tank, fairing, tail, and fenders. Mechanical pieces are either titanium or avionic-grade aluminium, right down to the fasteners. The basic 989cc V4 Ducati motor produces roughly 175 horsepower, but NCR has tweaked the M16 to produce 200-plus horsepower. The M16 uses race-style electronics with traction control, data logging, and user-selectable maps, as well as current-generation MotoGP suspension. M16 is said to weigh 319 pounds, 145 kilograms, without gas, which is less than the 330-pound standard for a four-cylinder MotoGP bike. Number 8. Akasi FETXX Titanium Series. Many people used to think a $300,000 price tag for a huge bike was ridiculous, even if it had the most in every feature that counted. How times have changed, and $300,000 is now just good for 8th position in the top 10 most expensive big bikes in the world, down from first place 10 years ago. The FETXX is powered by a 2,409cc billet aluminum engine that delivers 228 PS to the rear wheels. To keep the weight down, the bike features a lot of carbon material. Berluti, a prestigious Italian leather maestro, made the saddle. It has a ceramic media-shot peen finish on its Grade 9 titanium exhaust pipes. Only 13 units of the FETXX were ever built, thus those who got their hands on one are likely part of a very small group. Number 7. Dodge Tomahawk V10 Superbike. You're not alone if you think the Dodge Tomahawk V10 Superbike looks eerily like a four-wheel Dodge pressed on both sides. This Tomahawk V10 Superbike is an odd beast, and not just because it's powered by a V10 four-stroke Dodge Viper engine that could easily power any chassis with more than two wheels, giving you the sensation of being pulled by a fleet of 500 supercharged horses ready to storm the Bastille. Now that's what I'm talking about when it comes to two-wheeled steed souls. This Tomahawk can reach 60 miles per hour, 96.5 kilometers per hour, in 2.5 seconds at the very least, with a theoretical top speed of 400 miles per hour. You would be hesitant to ride such a large motorcycle, but many enthusiasts are excited to walk this beast to their garage. This Tomahawk, whose components were custom-milled from aluminum blocks, will surely capture everyone's attention in any showroom. Number 6. Harley-Davidson Cosmic Starship. Harley-Davidson appears to believe so. As part of their Cosmic Starship project, they collaborated with renowned rebel cosmic existentialist artist Jack Armstrong to apply yellow and red paint to a Harley V-Rod and sold it for a flat $1 million after much fanfare televised over the world. What should I do? You could remove the painted pieces, store them in a vault, and replace them with conventional parts, but this isn't a good idea. Art and Machine were released at the same time and were priced accordingly. The next best option is to spend another $16,000 on a V-Rod that doesn't have the art paint on it. That brings us to a different reality. The artwork is valued at $984,000. When you consider that some of Armstrong's works sell for $3 million, there's no reason to be concerned about the extra cost. Number 5. BMS Nemesis. The yellow glitter and lack of a side stand on the BMS Nemesis are the first things you'll notice about it, giving it the appearance of a marooned whale lying flat on its underbelly. You wonder aloud, would it even run? It does, in fact, include an air ride system that, when combined with the single-sided swing arm rear suspension, can lift the motorcycle 10 inches or drop it to the ground. When it's time to park, Nemesis delicately falls on its frame rails, eliminating the need for a side stand. Number 4. Hildebrand and Wolfmuller. History is costly, and your $3.5 million purchase would transport you 124 years back to 1894, when this first production motorcycle debuted. Heinrich and Wilhelm Heibrand worked as steam engine engineers before forming a partnership with Alois Wolfmuller to create the first internal combustion motorbike in Munich. The flesh and blood steeds went out of style, remaking themselves as symbols of the refined gentry, while the particular breed of men simply moved on, transferring their affections to the two-wheeled metallic petrol-guzzling steeds that had taken over the roadways. If you manage to get your hands on one and want to try how it handles on the road, be aware of one fun fact. This ancient one has no clutch or pedal, so be prepared to run and hop with it. Your family, financial advisor, or friends, on the other hand, would undoubtedly take you and your bike to safety like the lunatic you are for risking such a large investment. Number 3. Akasi ES1 Spirit. When a bike manufacturer asks even a professional driver to complete a 2-week training program before riding one of its models, you know something is wrong. And, yes, why not? This is not a two-wheel machine in the usual sense. For starters, there is no chassis construction. The gearbox is connected to the swing arm and rear suspension, while the engine is connected to the front suspension. The 265-pound drop of weight comes from removing the extra pounds associated with sending front wheel forces up a narrow fork, via a steering head, and back down to the remainder of the bike. The ES1 Spirit's integrated bespoke transverse inline-4 engine, driver sitting in a position that allows the knees to be close to the body for greater ergonomics and control, unique front and back carbon fiber suspension, and handlebars mounted to the front fork for superior front tire control all help the car perform like a true F1 car, as its two British and American engineers envisioned. Number 2.1949 E90 AJS Porcupine. AJS, a bike manufacturer with a long history and a successful racetrack legacy, was only able to create 4 Porcupine units due to financial difficulties early on. One of these, under the capable hands of Les Graham, went on to win the 1949 World Championship. The Porcupine has a low center of gravity thanks to its open frame, aluminium alloy 500cc DOHC twin engine with horizontal cylinders and heads. It has jam pot shocks as well as telehydraulic race forks. The design and manufacturing decisions made by AJS, first by the original proprietors and then by subsequent owners, read like a virtual and veritable wellspring of what to do suggestions for any aspiring bike pro. The veteran Porcupine, who lived through the Cold War, spent 20 years in the Coventry National Motorcycle Museum before being made accessible to the refined enthusiast with a deep wallet. Number 1. Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter. The Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter is a win for steampunk. That's it for the first time. Whoever predicted that the Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter would eventually take the top spot on any top 10 list of big bikes was a true prophet, especially considering how it debuted at a humble $110,000. And, believe it or not, Neiman Marcus is a name you'd associate with a department store rather than a superbike. The one-of-a-kind clockwork design, on the other hand, appears to have taken care of everything. The bike's eye-catching chassis, which was carved from a single piece of metal, was a huge hit with. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.